I've seen the video of Cory with 2Rs. Before we get into the drama, I'm not a drama channel. I'm not endorsing any drama. I did talk to Trans. Trans did a whole bunch of research about it. I am just very disappointed. So what happened? Apparently Cory with 2Rs allegedly has been faking his challenge runs, which is disappointing because I talked to Cory 2Rs. I think he's chill dude. I think he's good. I was never suspicious about really anything he's done. It was always in the back of my mind. I think it was City of Hell. I think I remember months ago, like last year, I was playing City of Hell and I died like 40-50 times, and I was like, and I think I said it live, I was like, how did Cory get through this without dying? This wasn't a video that piqued my interest. It was this one.
Just runs away. He ain't gonna give me this time.
Madhouse plus.
Homies and Nomads, there's been an infamous RE7 mod released.
I couldn't get past Jack 2, and he did it without dying. I think he had like a pistol.
Bro, wait, hold on. Was that first phase? That was first phase. Okay.
He had a pistol. I'm not gonna say that you can't do it legit with just a pistol. I'm saying it would be very, 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 very difficult to do. It would take you days or possibly weeks. Seen the Discord,
Chapter
like the
5,
blurred
verse 7
Discord
states,
thing.
For we walk by faith, not by sight, emphasizing the importance of trusting in God rather than relying solely on what we can see. I'm not a religious man, but this Bible verse is in the Discord profile of today's accused, and it is very fitting for what we will honorably
Not seen
uncover
this, and I
together
was like,
today.
that's Cory.
In today's video, I will be breaking down the lies, deceit, and cheats of who I believe to be the biggest fraud in Resident Evil history, Cory with 2Rs.
And I knew he was cooked because I seen carcinogen and waifu. I was like, fuck. First of all, Arsino is one of the most legitimate challenge runners, period. Waifu runs too. I don't know who John is, but I'm assuming they are too. But those two, I know that they're like psychopaths. Not like in a disrespectful way, but you know what I mean. So once I see those two, I'm like, fuck. They have some shit on this motherfucker.
This video falls under the terms of fair use. The amount of the accused content I have used is minimal and is only to demonstrate my point, provide context, and showcase the problems. It does not take away from the heart of
We
the
know you're not
original
faking the
content
streaming. No,
and is
guys.
transformative.
Dang, this is all previously recorded. You guys in the comments, you're all AI generated. I'm a fraud. I'm just fake. I went to McDonald's for the first time since childhood. No white, no yellow bread. Soulless. Thank you, Renzo, for the 2 months. Soulless. Nobody defend McDonald's. You're a shill. Been watching you for years. You never fake a video. Thanks, man. I thought I was a person. You're not. You're not. Guys, it's good to not be real, because think about it. You guys don't have to pay no more bills no more. Quick, ask me questions. What's the capital of Alabama? Mark actually paid me to be here. Facts. RE7 remake win right now. But yeah.
If anyone thinks I've made a mistake at any point in this video,
Alabama.
please reach out to me via
I failed
Discord or in the
geography.
comment section down below. The last thing I want to do is to be accused of being a liar. But there's just one more thing I need to do before I get into the findings of my investigation. If you're new around here, let me introduce myself. I go by the name of Trance. I've been a speedrunner of Resident Evil since 2014. I have run basically every single one, apart from the original remake,
Trance
Resident
is
Evil 1 remake,
voted.
as well as completing a variety of challenge runs across the series. First, we need to define what a challenge run is, and why your average gamer doesn't usually hate themselves enough to go through the struggles of attempting one. In gaming, a challenge run is when you beat a game under a certain set of rules, usually rules that would be detrimental to a normal playthrough. Famous examples of this are Pokemon's Nuzlocke challenges, where every time a Pokemon faints, it's effectively dead and can no longer be used. Legendary All Skulls On is a Halo challenge run where the game has to be played on the highest difficulty with all optional modifiers enabled, such as no HUD and permanently cloaked enemies, and most famously, the Soulsborne challenge runs. There are too many to name, but it could be playing the entire game from start to finish without taking a single hit from an enemy, or beating the game on the lowest level, such as Soul Level 1 for the Soul series and Rune Level 1 for Elden Ring.
I love Trance because he put his own name at the top. He was like, the source E.
Lowest level, such as Soul Level 1 for the Soul series and Rune Level 1 for Elden Ring. What is consistent for anyone that has successfully completed any of these challenges is the amount of planning and preparation that goes into beating them. As someone who has completed a variety of these challenges, and put hundreds, if not thousands of hours into the games themselves,
pro bono.
I cannot emphasize enough the amount of time it takes to get to the point where attempting a run is even a possibility, let alone a run that would be worth uploading for the world to see. We took the data from a few of my own challenge runs and roughly speaking...
Difficulty mods are very fun. After a while. I think RE9 Berserker's missing a few tweaks.
I would have 3 practice streams per each singular attempt at the challenge, and that doesn't include any practice I do off stream. And even when I'm ready to attempt a run, things don't always go to plan. Are you f***ing my asshole, man? Look away. Oh, come on, man! This shameful montage should show that you cannot churn out these kind of challenges at the frequency which is displayed by today's perpetrator, who is miraculously able to give us 2 of these every month. And just who is today's perpetrator, I hear you ask?
That's also what I was wondering too. Like, Cory's release schedule's a lot better than mine. Like 2 RE9 challenges back to back. No, 3 RE9 challenges within a 2-month time period. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like literally 4 videos within 2 months. That's, guys, I upload a video once per month. These challenges take a long time. Like he's been making, 2 a month. Jesus Christ. Oof.
His name is Cory with 2 R's, but for the rest of this video, we'll just call him Cory.
Nemesis.
He is a challenge runner for the Resident Evil series and some other games as well. Cory has completed some out-of-this-world insane challenges,
games 24/7,
such as beating Resident Evil 1 to 8, but if he dies, he has to go back to the beginning, beating Resident Evil 9 without running, and beating Silent Hill F's hardest difficulty without dying. Cory doesn't stream, which is never a good look for a challenge runner pumping out content that seasoned professionals of the series aren't willing to attempt, let alone at such a rate. But the theme across most of his videos is that he just doesn't show much gameplay, like, at all. Let's just say he puts out a 40-minute video. Less than 20 minutes of that will be actual gameplay. The rest will be B-roll such as camera work, cutscenes from the game, memes, sponsorship segments, or just plugging his Instagram. So now you're starting to see why I felt the need to make this video.
Cash.
Most, if not every single one of these challenges are fake. Cory isn't fully honest about the runs he claims to complete. But before I get into some serious red flags, or for today, enough red cards to put a player out for an entire season, I'm going to catch him in not 1, but 2 lies in his latest video. His latest video is essentially a challenge where he beats Resident Evil 0 to Resident Evil 9 in order without dying. If he were to die, he would have to go back to playing Resident Evil 0. Now, to quote the man himself,
See, I'm not just playing Resident Evil. I'm playing every mainline Resident Evil game in order, and if I die,
Shame Krause is tossing you around.
I don't reload a checkpoint.
I
get sent all the way back.
I tried to do his RE9 because he had an RE9 Insanity plus video, and it had 3x enemy speed. So last night, me and Center for Evil loaded up RE9. I put the enemy speed to 3 times on Insanity. And there's one part in his video where I think it was this. Let me show you guys. When does Chunk show up? Chunky boy, Chunk, where is Chunk? There's a part in his video where I was like, no way.
Stun the zombie just barely slipping by into the safe area. Now to actually escape this
Haven't you done the RE gauntlet where if you die in the game, you restart? Not restart, the RE roulette. If I die in the game, I spin for another RE, which I want to do a sequel for within the next couple of weeks. Maybe with randomizers. I don't know. I'm still looking into it.
Quartz pieces, and one of them was back upstairs where we had just escaped from. So after building up enough courage, we run back in, solve the puzzle strategy of waiting them out. We cut through the next area, which contains a blind but extremely hearing sensitive zombie, as well as a Casca cosplayer. Call me Griffith because actually, never mind. I take that back. Taking Casca out so we could access the door later, we head to the stairs where we needed to find a way past these two zombies. Even though their speed was tripled, we somehow bait them into the previous room, looping them and heading upstairs to grab the level 1 wristband, which of course spawns in Chunk.
Don't fight it, just let it happen.
With this dynamic duo repositioning right in front of us and Chunk to our left, all we could really do was run, which really sucked because, of course, we were one shot. Somehow squeezing by them.
That's what I mean. This part right here. RE Berserker Roulette? Is there a Berserker for every RE? Maybe. But this part right here
was run, which really...
Two people right here. There's Chunk on the left. I know this spawn system. Once you spawn Chunk in, you got to run immediately into this room. These two people are going to be here. They might follow you into this room if they see you. But Chunk is going to bait into the door, or he's going to wait right here. He usually follows you if he's here. I don't get his positioning because usually, as somebody who's played RE9 a shit ton of times, if Chunk is in this hallway and he sees you, which he does, he'll run after you. You have to cut in here. He bursts through this door. For some reason, this door is not fucked up. So it's Chunk.
They sucked because, of course, we were one shot. Somehow squeezing.
You can't squeeze.
With this dynamic duo repositioning.
This pottery is already broken too. So he was probably already here. But he's coming from the left.
Room, looping them and heading upstairs to grab the level 1 wristband, which of course spawns in.
They're not here anymore. And enemies with 3 times speed, I fully, like I showed you guys it. I showed you guys enemies with 3 times speed, they'd already be here. Even if you loop them around, they're already gonna be here. Matter of fact, I'm gonna load into Insanity right now. I'm gonna turn on infinite health and procedures. Yep. All right, you can loop him. I got really lucky that he didn't grab me, but he's gonna grab me here. When he grabbed the, did he go into this room first? What the fuck just happened? You can't lose him if you loop him. What about this? What if I sneak? I'm gonna activate Chunk. So right here. You're getting grabbed. Down just a little bit.
Front of us. And
this is normal because he included this clip. This is normal speed when they recognize you. They start like Like, look,
Just let it happen.
With this dynamic duo repositioning
this is
right
normal.
in front of us
He's
and
like,
Chunk to
she
our
does
left,
the thing.
all we could really
But
do
when he
was
passes the
run, which
door, look at the way they
really
look at.
sucked because of course
They slowly turned. She slowly turned to him and then turned back immediately.
in front of us and Chunk to our left, all we could really do was run, which really sucked.
Yeah, him. This is normal speed.
Fucking home is in west.
This is normal
Oh
speed.
god, I missed one.
That's normal
There's no
speed.
way.
Now, I actually have proof that he did not play the games in order. When I first became suspicious of Cory
be
and
fair.
began investigating him, I remember finding his Steam account, but it was fully private. But what isn't private is his Discord game history. When I first had suspicions that he was going to make this particular video, as I saw him playing Resident Evil 0, I decided to take screenshots and keep tabs of what he was playing. This is the first screenshot. You can see already, in the very early stages of the run, it's not in order. 0, 2, 3,
Can I say I don't
4,
care if he
and
didn't
then
play the
Resident
games in
Evil
order?
1.
Oh no. That's not the main issue. The main point of contention was he the whole point of his challenge was if I die, I gotta go all the way back to the beginning. But he's not going all the way back to the beginning. He's just probably playing a little bit of the game, playing a little bit of the game, playing a little bit of the game, getting some footage, and then editing it all together like it's in like lined up. That was the main issue.
A little strange, I thought. And it's worth noting that he hasn't played Resident Evil 0 since the 29-hour marathon. This is the final order that I have a screenshot and screen recording of. 0, 3, 1, 8, 9, 5, 7, 4, 2, 6. A 3-year-old could tell you that that's not in order, meaning he lied and the challenge has not been completed. That, to me, straight red
Playing recorder
card.
and get the
The challenge is completely invalid, as he did not complete them
That's
in
what I
order.
mean too. Like I was just telling chat, like getting like challenge runs are very time consuming. I was literally just showing chat the fucking the storage for the Berserker thing. And like even City of Hell, I was telling about the City of Hell video, how that was like a 2-month edit, basically. And that was just a shit ton of videos like this. Like, hold on, let me see if I can, like, bro, that's a lot of videos. That's a lot of just recording. Oof. Let me see. Let me go to the fucking drive. That sound scared me. Where's City of Hell? Yeah, I'm a screenshot City of Hell. Screenshot that. I wonder if I can get info. I cannot. Anyways, how long is these? How much storage is this? Each video was about 24 to 30 gigabytes. That, like, City of Hell in and of itself was like, what am I destroyed with the opportunity to edit Berserker? You don't gotta edit Berserker until Halloween, man. You're fine. Well, I might be sending you the RE9 Berserker thing, but either way, you're fine. Look at all of this. It's an entire week. And these videos aren't short. It's like, you guys were there. These videos are like 6-7 hours long. This new video we'll do in a couple days. It'll be here for you guys. Video was like 20 hours of raw footage. Exactly. That shit was crazy. So like to pump out 2 challenge run videos per month consistently. And these aren't like bro, my challenge run videos, I get to pump them out per month consistently because Some of my challenge run videos are recorded months in advance. Like I have to preload months worth of challenge run shit, like in advance. Like he pumped out 3 Resident Evil 9 challenge runs. 3 back to back within 2 months. That's wild.
It's very simple. I'll also mention one more thing regarding this video. He says at one point in regard to the Resident Evil 3 remake section,
we need to power up this train so we can escape the city, which honestly was pretty easy, except for one teeny tiny problem. A glitch. In this game, Jill has a dodge mechanic, and if you time it perfectly, you can slow down time and fire at enemies. Sounds incredible, to be honest, except for me. It empties my entire mag instantly with just one click of a button, as well as sometimes crashes my game. That's not good. I can't even do anything about that. You know, it's not a CorryWith2rs video of my PC in the game as it happened in 1v1 apparently.
well, what if I was to tell you that that wasn't a glitch and it wasn't a one-off occurrence? It's actually a byproduct of having a cheat tool or trainer installed. I've personally never seen this glitch with 500 hours of playing this game, so I turned to some more knowledgeable players. The speedrunners in the Resident Evil 3 Remake speedrunning Discord server. I asked in general what causes this glitch, and within literally 1 minute, I got a response. Pylord says it's a common glitch with the trainer for this game, referring to the ultimate trainer made by Razer. I didn't believe it at first, so I asked if it could be replicated or not. They said it happens sometimes and it doesn't stop once it starts. So I tested it for myself. And I kid you not, first attempt, the glitch was replicated. Now of course he could deny it and say, nah, don't worry, it was just a one-off glitch. But in the description he has provided some alleged raw footage of his gameplay for this challenge. But I use the term raw very loosely, because there's so many problems with it, I don't know where to begin. But at the very start of the Resident Evil 3 Remake recording, you can see, as clear as day, Resident Evil 3 Ultimate Trainer is ready to use. So ask yourself, why on earth does he have the trainer installed? Even if he didn't actually use the cheats, it does 2 things. It creates doubt, and when he fights Nemesis 2 at the clock tower in his alleged legitimate run, the glitch conveniently happens. If this run was held to any sort of standard, it would be considered illegitimate. This is comparable to another famous incident, not only within the speedrunning community, but a memorable part of internet history that is still referenced to this day. In 2020, YouTuber/streamer Dream was caught using game modifiers to increase drop rates of required items during a submitted Minecraft speedrun. This equated to a 29-page statistical analysis being posted.
Bro, as somebody who watched, hello. Sorry, y'all, my internet went out. Internet went out like crazy. I'm back. I'm back. I was silenced, guys. I was silenced. But react to another vid. Pretty boring, to be honest. It's fine. But yeah, they definitely fucked with the game's programs, the Minecraft manhunts. And he probably told his friends like, hey, when I get down to low health, do not kill me, please. Or at least play a little stupid so I can survive. You know, increase audience
that eventually
retention.
Forced him to admit that his dream luck was nothing more than conveniently forgotten about checked boxes, an excuse that unfortunately didn't go down too well with the rest of the speedrunning community. Anyway, back to our friend Cory. From the beginning, I noticed that there are some glaring red flags in some of his videos, as well as having some interesting interactions with him over email and Discord. The first video I saw of his was the original Gauntlet, beating Resident Evil 1 to Resident Evil 8 without dying. I watched some of it, assumed it was most likely faked, and didn't really care that much because the challenge isn't that difficult. At least for someone like myself who has ran all of those games apart from Resident Evil 1 Remake. Some other videos of his often came up on my feed, and I didn't really care to watch them. But one afternoon, Probably when I was just about to eat my dinner and put on some slop on YouTube,
I walked
this
in.
video came up on my feed. Can you beat Resident Evil 7's hardest mod without dying?
But watching
Now,
him do
I had
that,
just beaten this mod for the first time. It's called Madhouse Plus Plus by
his videos
Desktop.
were good.
The mod doubles enemy speed, enemy
I'm not
HP.
gonna say that. Look, Cory is a really good editor. He's a really good editor. He doesn't have to fake his videos. I think he got caught up in the sauce. Dream is a really good, like he knows how to cultivate attention and shit like that. Got you, Harley Quinn. But yeah, Cory's a really good editor. It's disappointing. I don't know, man. I think he got locked into the sauce of just trying to be the first one to do an insane challenge, and he probably just kept trying to up the ante, up the ante, up the ante, up the ante, and then now it has people questioning his legitimacy across the entire board. Were all of his videos fake? A good chunk of his videos were faked, allegedly. And this was the most damning one. I remember I played Madhouse Plus Plus, and I'm like, and I kept thinking to myself, I'm like, Cory did this without dying? How? Has he reacted yet? No, this video dropped yesterday.
And makes steroids and stabilizers useless. It's a very, very tough mod, and it took me just over 9 hours just to beat it once. I must have died at least 100 times, and it was a humbling experience. Specifically, the Jack 3 fight, which took an insane amount of time to figure out, trying not to die on the last phase, while barely being able to attack. But anyways, this video came up on my feed, and I immediately called bullshit. The mod itself, still unfinished to this day, has been publicly available since 27th of November 2025.
I don't know. Like,
most people outside of my live streams and community wouldn't have heard about it until my video came out,
That's
and
the
that
sad
wasn't
part.
until January 2nd, 2026. I'll assume that this is when Cory first discovered the mod. On January the 11th, 2026, he uploaded a video, another so-called challenge run. That time on Resident Evil 2 Remake's Resurgence of the Dead Shadows mod. So we can also assume that this is probably when he first picks up Madhouse Plus Plus. So in 20 days, bearing in mind he's only played Madhouse once before and played the game a single time beforehand, he's picked up Madhouse Plus Plus first, beaten it, routed a no-death challenge, completed said challenge, recorded it, edited, and then uploaded it. That is a very tough feat. Doable, but very, very tough.
Yeah.
Here's the issue though. The way he talks in this video is as if he's raw dogging the run from start to finish every time with no practice. And it's almost as if he didn't finish a full playthrough of this mod before deciding to hit record. The reactions to some parts of the mod are so over the top. It's as if he hasn't seen them before, which just isn't feasible for someone looking to beat this challenge.
Despawn them? Do they spawn back?
RE4, I just set, you can set their health. So I set Verdugo's health to like 100, that like an incomprehensible
It just doesn't make any
number.
sense. Any normal person, myself included, would spend a good few days going through the mod and figuring out the best strategies to make the run consistent. That's the human element for this video. But what about the red flags? Well, for this video, there are unsurprisingly too many. We'll start off with the very basic ones. The run wasn't streamed, and there's no raw recording of it anywhere. That straight away should be enough of anyone with the faintest knowledge of challenge runs to take the legitimacy of this run with a pinch of salt. As I mentioned earlier, myself and Cory have had a couple of conversations over email and Discord. Here's a screenshot of the first email I sent him. Feel free to pause the video and read it. But basically, I'm asking why he has autosaves in his Madhouse run, what strategies did he use for certain fights,
live streams, just videos,
and if he had any raw footage of the run at all.
I genuinely don't think Cory has ever live streamed a single challenge. He has like raw footage, but like that footage is spliced up. I don't think he's ever, outside of Zero, like Zero, I know for a fact all of Zero's challenges are legit. I have, me and Zero talk all the time. Like we bounce challenge ideas off of each other, and I see his activity. Like I literally, like we see each other's activity. Like I know for a fact Zero's challenges are legit. You watch F1? No. Gonna cheat and make it believable. Facts. Yeah, he's only streamed on RE9 release date. But that's what I'm saying too. He played through RE9. He streamed, I think, his entire playthrough RE9. And then like 8 to 6 days later, he beat the entire game without running on his, I think, his first go on Insanity. And got the, like, edited it and got the video up. Will Gary be able to stun? What do you mean, dead? I don't know, man. I have no clue how he got that up.
In the first email he sent me back, he began with this. I do want to start off by saying, I'm not doing challenges to claim I'm the best player or whatever. If I was, I would totally spend the extra hours cooking up the raw gameplay for the viewers or even stream it like you do.
What do you mean extra hours cooking up the raw gameplay? Just upload it. You just upload it. Like, bro, I have my VOD channel and my Twitch connected, so there are times where I forget to like fucking upload the VODs and shit like that. But sometimes I'll just dual stream. Like right here. Mortal Snail. Insanity. Melee only. Streamathon. One inventory. Melee only. Insanity. Mr. X is stunned and Gary's new models, Mr. X. Was he able to get stunned? Probably. The Streamathon is here. 8, 7, 4, 2, 4, blah, blah, blah. 3. You know what I'm saying? What do you think of your animal? It's pretty good. Pretty good. This is what you do. Too short. Yeah, but it's from the creators of, look, Shadow the Dead Reborn. All right. I think and I think that kind of fucked up his legitimacy. Directive 8020. I want to get it. I'm thinking about it. Should I delete school to focus on Res even more? Yeah. 100%, bro. Trust me. Race against Chad. Man, I love these VODs. But yeah, I don't think he's ever. Any predicts? I have no beans. No, don't have any of my pasta beans. No. I'm thinking about it. But yeah, I don't think he has any VODs.
My goal with my content is to make my community have a good time. So when it comes to proving authenticity, it doesn't really cross my mind. That is the most shambolic retard I've ever seen. I mean, where do you even begin with a statement like that? He's claiming to have completed these insane challenges, but he fails to see that such claims require proof of authenticity, which for the rest of us is a given. And that's in his own words, not mine. Did he think that his community, people we can only assume have at least basic knowledge of the games he plays, would not realise that arguably the most exciting and difficult parts of the run are missing? It would be like watching football highlights on YouTube without being shown any of the goals. If he is simply looking to entertain, then do so without deceiving the audience in the process. But anyway, back to our conversation about his run. One of the things I asked him about was his lack of full gameplay. I asked him specifically about certain particularly difficult parts of the run, and how he supposedly beat it. This was his response. My video gigabytes are in the hundreds each time, so after I render and make sure they don't get copyrighted, I delete everything to clear up my PC. I mean, it's a pretty reasonable excuse to be fair. Maybe it's just me, but I at least have the editing timeline or something to show for it, let alone some memory of something that I would have done over and over again in practice.
Max, if we get fake or staged accusations, please show the editing timelines. Please. Please, Max. Please, Max. If you're still here, please have those at the ready. Have those at the ready. Hey, let me just play the video for you guys. I've already seen the video, so I'm gonna let it play for you guys who haven't.
But that's okay. Let's move on. There are also multiple autosaves in his video that should not appear. When playing the game on Madhouse difficulty, there are very few places where you actually get an autosave. These screenshots in the email are just 3 places that you shouldn't. This naturally raised a cause for concern. I brought this up to him and his response was, for the autosaves, I have a mod installed, I think it's called autosave.lua or something like that. That adds autosaves to Madhouse, so I guess it just got added to Madhouse++ as well. I use these when doing my camera work for the videos, and I have to do a quick Madhouse run to get a very specific shot. However, I didn't use them in the walkthrough for obvious reasons. So we just have to take his word for it, I guess. I've done plenty of camera work in the past, and not once have I had to install a mod to get autosaves to work. I've just never done it. For this, we'll give Cory a yellow card. There was also a big issue with the March 2 fight. Now, I spent ages coming up with a strategy to beat her, but for his video, conveniently, his OBS crashed. Here's what he said about that. For OBS crashing, this actually happens a lot of times on my channel. It sometimes crashes, and sometimes it literally makes my recording not even 1 frame per second for a set amount of time. I mean, of course, we'll just have to believe him again. This is, however, a recurring theme in some of his videos. Whenever the going gets tough, his OBS seems to suffer more than he does and happens to crash, skipping over the hard part. I also called him out on this part. Jack 3, the hardest fight of this run by a mile. Not only does Jack take ages to get into Phase 2 is just brutal at 2x speed. With his relentless attacks making it nearly impossible, I had to come up with a nutty strategy using the Magnum to just scrape by. In Cory's video, he just cuts to after the fight had finished, saying,
All I had to do was go back to the beginning of the game and conserve as much ammo as possible after every area, every boss, every encounter, and save it all for this moment.
He didn't show any of the fight, he didn't show any strategy, nothing. Here's his response. For Jack Phase 2, I'm pretty sure I showed that in the video. If I didn't, I probably used flame rounds. Like I said in the video, to beat Jack Phase 3, I played very carefully beforehand for that specific fight, following guides for items, not wasting ammo on skippable or knifeable enemies. Now this is where there starts to be some contradictions in his statements. He claimed I have played careful and followed guides for items, but he doesn't pick up any of the most essential ammo in the game, the Magnum ammo. Later on, during his Discord conversation, he says, I agree, a bit silly not picking up the ammo. I'm not very familiar with RE7. I played Madhouse for the first time a few months ago, and before that, I'm pretty sure it was just one playthrough.
What happened,
I didn't watch your video fully, so my experience would be pure. So like I said earlier on in this segment, he's only finished Madhouse a single time, and now he's raw dogging a mod with no practice, with the claim of doing it from start to finish.
One playthrough,
Deathless? That is another red card. Also, this whistle.
Am I colorblind? That's not a red card. Trance, you have been trolling me. I feel like I'm getting gaslit. Orange card? Yes. Oh, so I'm not tripping either. When you're low-key scared, you might be colorblind, so you never bring it up. You never bring it up. I mean, the Wolfenstein logo in the back kind of looks orange too. So maybe it's the way he color graded it. Hold on. I'm gonna talk on Trance's chat. I was colorblind. There we go.
sucks. This does actually raise the question on how he actually beat Jak 3 Phase 2 without the Magnum.
Yeah, I'm
because for me,
looking
it
at
was
my
impossible.
shirt and shit. Like
You don't have
it
the time
definitely
to
is his
reload the
video.
grenade launcher or the shotgun. He also didn't use the burner, so with no Magnum, I don't think he actually did the fight. He just cheated through it, disabled the mod, and cut to the fight being completed. But hey, let's give him the benefit of the doubt again. Let's say he did use flame rounds and
What happened,
some enhanced
Beats?
handgun ammo and the shotgun to beat Jak 3. How on earth does he have 24 shotgun shells, 10 enhanced handgun ammo, 3
hang
flame
out.
rounds,
You just want me to chase you
and 3
around.
newer rounds at the end of the fight? This isn't even including what's in his item box and inventory, because we can't see what's in there as he conveniently doesn't show it to us for the entire run. When I beat Jak with the Magnum, all of the ammo, and the burner, I had 10 shotgun shells, 18 enhanced
Yeah,
handgun
Jak is a
ammo,
lot.
2 flame rounds, and
I
1
mean-
Euro round that I've just picked up. Now yes, I know if you make the burner, you end up with less shotgun shells, but damage-wise, it should be fairly similar. So Cory having this much ammo, no idea how he managed to do it. He must just be a god gamer. And with no proof of how he supposedly beat Jak 3, and his messages not sounding too convincing, it's yet another red card. There's probably more red flags regarding this video. It's yet another red.
It's not red, man. Not red, man. Not red.
Card. There's probably more red flags regarding this video, but you get the gist of it. And you'll see that the recurring theme of his videos is he'll just talk about the story of the game, add in some comedic moments, show lots of cutscenes and b-roll, and maybe, if we're very lucky, we'll get to see him play the game. Fake posting a challenge run, if you will. After checking out this video and trying to find some concrete evidence, since the content is so vague and him having excuses for his shady behavior, I decided to stop questioning him. I wished him luck if he was in fact legit, but if not, I would be.
I will say that I never read the screenshots, by the way. I will say that a screenshot at the end isn't really proof because it can easily be manipulated. Usually for a no-hit run to be valid, not that that's why you do it. It needs to be be a full run unedited. Definitely stream your runs and challenges though. It will clear up the authenticity issue and it will grow your social media presence even more. I've not got more to say though. Really, if you're legit, then keep up the great work. But if not, I am watching
Very closely. Now, he said that he would make an effort to release the full gameplay of these challenges to prove.
I get you. There's nothing. I know how it looks. I'm not focused on proving authenticity for my runs. It's more about making a fun video for my community, but I get why you care. It's just more work to provide raw footage in my end. I will on certain future challenges and stuff. I already have 2 planned that are so insane that I actually want to provide proof because it's just crazy. But for these not as insane ones, I don't really care that much about it. I do genuinely apologize. I mean, beating Madhouse plus with 0 deaths is a fucking insane run. Most of these challenges he has are insane runs. Insane fucking runs.
Some legitimacy, but fast forward to April 4th, 2026, he releases a video titled, "Can you beat RE9's hardest mod without dying?" So before even watching the video, I asked him again, do you have the raw footage for this challenge? This was his response. And this was mine. So anyways, I decided to watch this video. And in the opening, he says this.
Nomads, there has been an infamous RE9 mod released that goes by the name Insanity++.
Now pay attention to the word released. This would imply 2 things. That the mod was public, and that it was made by someone other than Cory. And I wouldn't blame you for thinking it was made by Descol, the same creator of Madhouse++. So I called him up and asked him. But yeah, I want to ask you 3 very simple questions. Now, I have not, just for the guys who are going to watch this part of the video, I've not told Descol these questions at all. So it's very vanilla, but they're just yes or no answers, all right? So the first one is, did you create the mod Madhouse++ for RE7?
Yes, I did create that mod.
Okay. Did you create the mod Village of Shadows ++ for Resident Evil 8?
I haven't done that one, no.
Did you create the mod Insanity ++ for Resident Evil 9?
I haven't done this mod either.
I thought that would be the case. So I'm gonna. I don't know if I've actually sent you one of these before, but I'm gonna send you 2 videos right now.
Right. So Cory stated that I made.
He didn't state that you made the mods. What he's saying is So you made Madhouse Plus Plus first, and now these videos have come out later. Can you beat RE8's hardest mod without dying? Can you beat RE9's hardest mod without dying? Now, the way he's put it is if these mods are public, but I'm pretty sure that these mods don't even exist. All he's done is increase the enemy speed a little bit and just gone, yep, look at this insanely hard mod, guys. And it's sort of piggybacking off your idea.
I didn't even know there was an RE8 version. I didn't even know there was an RE8 version. Is this? Am I stupid?
The RE mods on the channel. I thought to myself, why don't I bust out another?
Deadpool, stop
wait a
spamming
minute.
emotes.
Seems on my desktop we already have it. Village of Shadows plus plus. Interesting. This mod enhances RE Village's difficulty by essentially giving you a heart attack.
Corey, I'm just letting you know right now. I'm gonna bend you over.
Enemies are faster, more aggressive, less forgiving. Now, it's safe to say that Resident Evil Village is one of my favorites in the franchise. But it's also safe to say that with this mod doubling enemy speed
Jaden.
and doing other things, this could quite possibly be Resident
What's
Evil
happening? We're
Village's
just
hardest
reviewing
mod
somebody's
ever made.
challenge runs.
Attempting this mod without dying should be completely impossible. But if we took advantage of every strategy, upgrade, and cheese, could we do it? I don't know. Let's go click on this bad boy. That's not good. Yeah, if I presumably dead, we step into the boots of Chris Redfield, which means one thing. I'm on
RE8 Berserker.
I'm on babysitting duty. It's nighttime. Rose needs to go to keeps popping. We finally lay Rose friend's wife.
I'll think about it.
You are so man though. Shoved this.
Yeah, there's no gameplay. Well,
push forward
obviously
and
he's in a fucking thing.
became
So
a
let me
horror
just-
game of its own. The Lycans were so fast that two attacked at once, and some of their hits literally clipped me through the wall. It honestly didn't even feel like I was playing Resident Evil 8 anymore. I was definitely playing Five Nights at Freddy's. I mean, look at how quick I was checking these angles, man. Eventually, Urace finally spawns, starts smashing the front door Lycans, and triggers the cussing, meaning we have grabbing, and I realize for us to loop all the way back here later in the game to grab it. That is, if we crawl to the end, then book it to the
It
main
is
house
rarely
to
any
start the
gameplay.
real strat. Inside, thanks to the game, and repeat until we find the stairs, loop to the far corner, block at the last second to absorb damage, and repeat until we finally blow his head clean off. Thanks to the game's mechanics, we can slowly regenerate up to caution just by standing still. So during this run, we can avoid healing whenever possible to squeeze every bit of free health
can?
before the next disaster. And speaking of disaster, here comes the village. Instantly, after witnessing absolute peak, Lady D hangs us up like we're
Yeah, there's rarely any like.
just to stay alive. Eventually, we make it to a fire. Tears. Out in this field is a crowd of extremely well-hidden Lycans, so we use the fence to our advantage and ignore most of the surrounding loot just to stay alive. You know, man, this is not my first. The group falls apart. Already dead.
There we go.
That's respectful way possible. Okay. Oh my gosh! She just. Okay, that's a little quick. That's a little quick. Also, I think I just stunned that one guy. In the isn't even damage. It's her speed. Even without mods, this fight in Village of Shadows is insanity. They spawn 2 extra enemies alongside Bella in a tight claustrophobic area that does not work in your favor at all. For this fight, there are 2 must-have items.
I don't know, man.
Oh. I don't appreciate that at all.
Yeah, it's not ideal.
Bros.
Obviously, he doesn't have the
Right.
raw footage for these mods. I asked him, and they conveniently doesn't exist. He said it was very
And
easy.
you checked on Nexus mods and all
I
these
mean,
platforms,
I
modding
checked-
boards. And...
I checked a few things, but I'm 99% certain he's just gone to the trainer. He's increased enemy speed, and
I see.
that's it. He hasn't even done anything else with it.
Not, did he didn't increase the HP or
No HP or
more
anything
spawns?
like that. No more spawns.
Wow.
Didn't mess with anything. So what I'm trying to do here is to paint a picture of Corey that he's not exactly telling the truth and he's a liar. There's probably parts in this video where he's like, "Oh, the modders have done this," and it's like, well, Corey, you
Yeah,
are
you
the
gotta
modder.
insert gameplay,
all you
like
did
actual
was
proof.
change a couple of values on the trainer and then call it a day. So the mod doesn't exist. And even worse, Cory doesn't tell us what Insanity++ actually does. He says 3 times speed, but if you look at this part here, these zombies are slower than what they are on the normal Insanity difficulty. So I have no idea what this mod actually does. It's likely he just turned up the speed of some enemies and called it Insanity++ for some tasty clickbait. He'd actually already done the same thing on Resident Evil Village as well, with a supposed mod called Village of Shadows++, clearly not made by Disco. So if he's lying about this, what else is he lying about? I've already showed how for his latest video he didn't play the games in order, even though he claimed to do so. But it doesn't stop there. His alleged raw footage in the description titled Leg 1 and Leg 2 were also cut in order to give the appearance Cory completed his run starting with Resident Evil 0 and finished with Resident Evil 9. The very premise of this challenge. Now, not only are there parts of each of the games missing, such as the bat fight in Resident Evil 0 and the double hunter room in Resident Evil 3 Remake, there's actually 2 separate playthroughs of Resident Evil 1 on there. At around the 3-hour 2-minute mark, his Resident Evil 0 playthrough is still ongoing, when suddenly, out of the blue, a cheeky clip of Resident Evil 1 Remake appears, and it shows Cory quitting the game, along with a new game being loaded. Pretty suspicious if you ask me. Firstly, he's probably got close to dying, quit and reloaded the game. It's just extremely odd for this to appear during his Resident Evil 0 run. I also want you to pay attention to this part here, the menuing. He scrolls down to 3, then back to 1. This will be relevant later. And in this Resident Evil 1 playthrough that is in the middle of Resident Evil 0, he gets to the infamous corridor where the dog bursts through the window, he gets bitten, it looks like he's taken a fair bit of damage, then all of a sudden, Resident Evil 0 is back on the screen! The bat fight has been completely skipped, and he is now at the lab. Unless Billy and Rebecca gain the ability to teleport, this is very, very odd behaviour to witness in something that is supposed to be raw footage. And you know what that means, guys? Another red card. We'll gloss over the fact that the first phase of the final boss is also cut, and then go to his next Resident Evil 1 Remake run. Look at the menuing. This time there is no going down to option 3 and then to option 1, which confirms that this is a completely separate playthrough from the one earlier. Now for me, this is clearly enough to invalidate the challenge. Why on earth are there 2 playthroughs of Resident Evil 1 Remake on there? He can't use the excuse of, oh, it was an old recording, because in an earlier email he sent me, he says he deletes everything. Now, let's do what Cory does. Jump between Resident Evil games and have a look at RE0. Outside of the fact this is the worst gameplay I have ever seen. Like, genuinely, some of the strats he uses are just diabolical. I'm pretty sure that he's watching a video guide on the side while doing his own playthrough. In fact, I'm certain. One giveaway is that he pauses so often. It's like he's pausing, seeing where a speedrunner, another challenge runner, or simply someone doing a casual playthrough goes, and then he continues, and he does this room by room. Now, that doesn't exude confidence from someone who is in the middle of a 10-game no-death gauntlet, does it? And upon further review, I think I found the exact playthrough that Cory was watching for his video. It's none other than my old pal Carcinogen SDA's hard mode, no damage, no infinite ammo video. After Carcy beats the Proto-Tyrant, he heads back out of the room to grab the submachine gun from the floor, something that I didn't even know you could do. Now, seasoned challenge runner Cory amazingly does the same thing, but unfortunately for him, there is no submachine gun. This is because the SMG is specific to the once again option in the main menu, available to you only once you've already beaten the game, which Carcinogen has done. Very great gameplay from Cory, if I do say so myself.
Damn.
So clearly he's following Carcinogen's guide, gone to pick up the SMG, which isn't there for him, and he's just continued his run. There's also the box puzzle a little later. The puzzle itself isn't too hard to figure out normally, but the fact that he does this specific strategy, which is very precise and nobody on their first playthrough would even attempt, and is basically exclusive to speedruns, Cory must be the unluckiest man alive. Because do you know who actually discovered this box pushing strategy?
Ooh.
I'll give you a clue. Every time I brush my teeth and look in the mirror, I see his face. Now, using a guide isn't illegal, but it is a yellow card. Why on earth would someone attempt a no-death gauntlet without playing through the entirety of Resident Evil 0 beforehand? The game that you would be playing the most in such a gauntlet. Because like Cory says, if he dies, he goes right back to the beginning. Unless, of course, he has no intention of dying or resetting. Because he cheated. So after this discovery, I spoke to Cassie and asked him if I could use some clips of his Resident Evil 0 guide as a comparison, and little did I know at that time, I would find even more red flags. To no one's surprise, it turns out he used Carcinogen's guide for Resident Evil 1 Remake as well. He does the same pausing, although not as often, but later on, he does it a lot more. He uses the exact same strategies throughout the run, and for some reason, he goes for the good ending where you save Chris, which you don't even have to do to beat the game. You know what I think happened? This clip right here. The gameplay that's not supposed to be there in the middle of Resident Evil 0, that was his first attempt at Resident Evil 1 Remake. And it went so poorly that he just reset, because early on his run, he has no idea what he's doing. It took him 24 minutes to get to the dog whistle part, and in his second attempt, only 12 minutes. He clearly knows the intro better in his second attempt, because he's just had a go at it. It's as if he's just done this segment and is more practiced and knows what he's doing. So you know what?
A very quiet roommate.
We're going to VAR this from a yellow card to a red card. It's also worth noting that on his first playthrough of Resident Evil 1, he has door animations enabled, and then in the second one, he has the door skip animations disabled. This further enforces the fact that these are two separate playthroughs, and quite frankly, a wild oversight on his part that this would go unnoticed. There's also some more damning evidence in this video, specifically the 10-second segment that covers the entirety of his Resident Evil 5 playthrough, excluding the Jill and Wesker fight and the final Wesker fight. There's a part where he mentioned that he's resetting to despawn enemies and it's okay because he didn't die. The issue is, if you were to reset more than once, that would invalidate the run. That would be equivalent to loading an autosave on Resident Evil 4 just because the going gets tough. Now I would try and prove that he's used the reset mechanic more than once per segment, but conveniently, the Resident Evil 5 segment, or Leg 3 as Cory would put it, of his raw footage, is non-existent. That in itself is another red card offense. You don't even have all of the raw footage, you just have some of the raw footage, not even half. He also mentions that he's doing these resets because he's using mostly speedrun strats in his run. I wonder where he got those speedrun strats from. The very same person who found the box strat on Resident Evil 0, me. In this clip, where he fires the rocket to get Irving out of phase 1, he's standing in this corner. Now the reason that I did it in my run was so I could pick up the first aid spray instantly after using the rocket, and it would be the most optimal for time. I haven't seen anyone else stand in this corner, usually you stand somewhere else. His inventory throughout the few clips that he very kindly does show us does look very similar to what my professional run loadout would be. He did admit to using basically speedrun strats, so you know what? I'm going to assume that for Resident Evil 5, he used my guide as well. And that's the hat trick. This is a straight red card, penalty to Real Madrid, and 10 points deducted from Everton. They say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, but seriously, this is such a bad look for Cory. Now, if the homies and homettes are still not convinced that Cory is cheating, from here on out,
after pasta, I got popcorn.
Sticking with Resident Evil 5, and this one is a bit more complicated to explain, but in Resident Evil 5, if you have full HP, which is capped at 1000, your HP bar will be this bright green. Anything less than that, and you'll have this darker shade of green. Now, somehow, Cory has basically full HP, like 999 HP, but he has the darker shade of green, even though at a quick glance it looks like he has full HP all the way from chapter 2-1 till the very end of the game. This is the case for both Chris and Sheva. Now, I don't even know how to get to 909 HP, let alone finish the entire game with that HP without using any heals, and also without taking damage. So basically, he's using the trainer to either prevent himself from taking damage or heal himself up, and he set it to 999. Now, if he'd have set his HP to 1000 instead of 999, I would have never discovered this, because the bar would be bright green for the entire...
Let me see.
In the game.
3.6k dislikes, Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh no. Honestly, if he just comes clean, take accountability. That's what he needs to do. He definitely knows. This video's number like 9 trending. He knows.
Run, and we don't really have any evidence, and it would just be speculation. You know, he's just cut out the hard parts or the parts he's taken damage or whatever. But you know what the sickening thing is? This was actually the discovery that got me to go back into investigating Cory. Now that, my friends, is a straight red card. It just isn't possible to finish the game on 999 HP for the entire run. It just isn't. He's used cheats. He's used the trainer or some sort of cheat tool to manipulate his HP. Slam dunk. Now we'll leave the Resident Evil 0 to Resident Evil 9 gauntlet for the rest of the video. There's probably further issues with it that I haven't discovered, but there are more pressing offences in another video. The last video that we will discuss today, and this is by far his worst offence. Can you beat Resident Evil 4's
I never
hardest challenge?
understood people insulting someone's looks when their
Now,
actions
this one
are
is just
wrong.
mind-blowing.
As a parent,
The challenge itself has these rules.
Yeah. I think it's one thing to be like, hey man, I don't appreciate you cheating. It's another thing to be like, oh, this guy looks like this, this, and that. So clearly, he looks like this is exactly why he's doing this, or who believes this guy? This guy just, it's just rude and disrespectful. But those are people who have no rebuttal. Or those are people that want to use the opportunity to feel like they could bully somebody and get away with it. There's no need to insult people's looks. No need. Absolutely no need. I don't like it when people get to that area, because then it comes off super weird and insecure. It's like, bro, why are you attacking somebody's looks and not their actions and character? You don't even, it just goes to show, I just feel like you don't care about their actions. You just needed this opportunity to be an asshole.
No healing, no merchant, pistol knife only. Now, there's probably someone out there that has beaten this run, but I couldn't find any specific videos on this challenge. There's some pistol only, no save, no damage runs, but they all use the merchant to start a pistol. No one, to my knowledge, has recorded a run with all 3 of these specific requirements. Not to say that it is super hard and impossible, it just hasn't been done yet. But here's the twist, and this really is some twist. He's doing this challenge on the hardest mod that has ever been created for Resident Evil 4 Remake, Berserker Plus. An absolutely insane combat mod that adds a bunch of enemies where they shouldn't be, forces you to kill a ton of
Berserker Plus. I'm sorry if you guys can hear my AC in the back, it's kind of hot. Berserker Plus, or plus, whatever, is genuinely one of the hardest mods in and of itself, to the point where if you add more like stipulations, it's impossible to beat. I understand if you can try to do it deathless, sure, but with just the bare bones equipment you start off with, it is genuinely impossible. I don't believe somebody could go out and beat it with just no equipment, no heals, no merchant. I don't think you can do that.
Of enemies before being allowed to progress, and increases the HP of set enemies sometimes by as much as 10 times. Aside from the usual vague posting, edits, talking about the story, adding comedic value, and showing very little gameplay, Cory's crimes are so much worse in this video. Not only do I have proof that he healed in this challenge, violating rule number 1, I'll show you some parts of the run that are so insanely hard that he just skips over them by saying it was light work. Even more remarkably, 2 insanely long—
Logan, you missed it. I did what we were doing last night. I literally sat there, turned on Ori 9, turned up the enemy speed, went on Insanity, got to the room. You can't, it's impossible. There's some portions of Insanity with 3-time enemy speed that are impossible to get past.
Fights that are impossible to beat anyway with the base pistol. He not only claims to have beaten both of them without taking any damage, he claims to have done it in 10 minutes. Something that I will happily prove to be quite simply impossible. We'll start with the vague posting and the parts where he claimed it was very easy. Specifically, the clock tower section and the Salazar.
But you know what he did?
Barely walking out with
Logan, he didn't freeze them. He slowed down the speed. There's a specific clip in it. I think, do I have it still? There's a specific clip in it where I seen him slow down, like the enemy speed is slowed down, like specifically to get past them.
Organs. With new areas to explore, we do just that, researching some new.
Don't fight it, just let it happen.
With this dynamic duo repositioning right in front of us, and Chunk to
Normal
our
enemy
left,
speed,
all
right?
we
And then
could
once he
really do
passes
was
by,
run, which really.
you see how look at how slow the doctor is.
With this dynamic duo repositioning
Watch, you see how she's
right
fast?
in front of us,
She's
and
like
Chunk to our
doing
left,
a little.
all we could really do was run, which really sucked
Look at that.
because of us, and Chunk to our left, all we could really do was
He
run,
slowed him
which
down.
really sucked because
The doctor literally is just leaning back.
of course we were one shot, somehow squeezing by them with a half of a knife left and less than half of our health. There was still
And they would have swatted him there. Yeah, they immediately aggro you
complete
on insanity.
Light work. With Ashley taken by the same man who murdered our complete and less than half of our health.
Salazar boss fight.
Barely walking out with a half of a knife left and less than half of our health, there was still one more boss to go. But this next boss, complete and utter light work. With Ashley taken by the same man who murdered our.
Now we could just take his word for it. But how about I show you exactly what it is he's claiming is light work. So I'm sure all of you know, when an enemy drops on this lift, you're in trouble because the lift stops moving, okay? So we have this. I think this guy has a dynamite, so we can, okay. All right, we'll just pretend the rocket didn't go off, all right? This guy just teleports on, right? You're getting shot by this guy, right? The guy with the rocket launcher is still alive, so we need to get rid of this guy. We can use the rocket, but the problem is, right? Using the rocket
That'll kill you.
will get us killed. If she could hit him. So all of these are going to turn into plagas now. You don't have a knife, or you're going to run out of knives very quickly. All right, let's just say, I mean,
Sorry, let's take it.
I don't even know what happened. But let's go. Let's try again. Maybe I'm just bad. All right, maybe I'm just bad. We'll pull the thing. Right, we're going to ignore the brute because technically the brute could be dead. Right, so forget the brute. Right. Dun, dun, dun. All right, I think we got it this time, guys. I think we got it. So, there we go. There we go. We got 2 kills. Now the guy's going to teleport. There he comes. Okay. Right. We need to get rid of this guy, like, quick. Okay, let's use the rocket on him. So it did half his health. But he did all of mine. Let's try one more time. Because maybe this is possible, right? But Cory said this is light work. So clearly there's something I've done wrong, right? Alright. Well, we can't use the rocket because the rocket will get us killed. So, right. Don't worry about the guy shooting us, right? We're going to pretend he's not there. He's dropped it. All right. Okay, we're gonna have to take out the rocket person. Because if we need to drop some weight. We do. Okay.
Can you finish the ability? I already did.
Okay, that's the rocket guy dead. All right. And I'm just dead. So as you can see, very, 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 very unlikely that this was done. Now, we're going to skip the clock tower part. I'm going to go straight to the juice, the steak, the buttery lobster.
Hard.
And that is the Salazar boss fight. All right. Light work. Completely skipped over it in the video. Right. We got Garrador. We got little spiders. Not too bad. I'm sure as long as we keep moving. You have to shoot the white part of the body, otherwise no damage gets done. Okay. Okay. Where is he? Okay, he's dropping bombs. He's dropping bombs. Alright, let's kill the spider. The spider's kind of annoying. Alright. Maybe even the Garrador can kill the spider as well. Alright, so we'll just do a bit of that. Oh. Okay. That's unlikely. Unfortunate, rather. Okay, let's just shoot this. So Cory would have had a maximum of like 1 hit here because he comes here on low HP. So he's allowed to take 1 hit, but I think even in the video, like the part afterwards, he's in fine. So, all right. Ooh, that's not ideal. Got a couple of shots
I don't know, man. I don't know how he
the insta kill. I think that was insta kill. Oh,
it's entertaining.
Oh,
It's
okay,
like,
yeah.
but that's
So
still,
now you got guys with
it's still
rockets. You
not
got a guy shooting you
legitimate,
with one of those.
And
now is when it's going to get
really good
exponentially
editor,
worse.
but
All right.
that doesn't change the fact that his runs
Basically, every time
aren't
these
honest.
spiders die, they get replaced by things worse and worse and worse and worse. You can use the rocket to
I
hit
was shooting
Salazar,
that Wingstop.
but eventually he's going to
Chick-fil-A.
run out of rockets.
Those two
He's
things
just going to stop
specifically?
shooting them.
Man, you gotta take you to
But
a
it's not
Waffle
like
House.
it's not like as if it's a one shot or anything like that. Okay, is that the one
Bucket
shot?
of Beppos.
Yeah, no, I'm just dead. So that was two. That was 1,500
That was no
damage
time
out
for
of
death.
150. So that was 1% of what I needed to do.
I'm just saying, like,
Okay, now
you
it's
can't
almost
do that
starting
with
to-
just the starter
starting to
pistol.
really ramp up. So we've got 3 extra normal enemies who I think only take damage by shooting them in the leg, or of course by the rocket. And then if you have, you will have spiders. The spiders are going to attach to these guys, and then basically you can't stop. You're going to have him shooting at you. This guy's going to be stunning you.
I think Wingstop sucks.
You're getting fisted.
I love Wingstop.
He's
I don't
attacking
really
him.
like Wingstop.
And as you can
Wingstop
see, the
makes me, like,
infighting doesn't
nauseous.
actually do that much damage. And you think, like, let's just say he's managed to kill him using, like, just the rockets. Wouldn't that be something so sick to put in the video instead of just glossing over it and going, oh, it was light work? When you look at another guy who does challenges like this, who's actually much better and I'm pretty sure is legit, called Zero, he spent a good, like, 10 minutes here in his video showing what he did, how much pain he went through, the strat he came up with of the bolt thrower. And then this guy comes along
I
and
think
says
they might
it's
cook
easy.
something in there that makes me
Doesn't show anything.
nauseous, though. It might be something I'm allergic
And, like,
to.
you haven't got a second to yourself to think. It's like one mistake and you will die. So this is another part that was just completely not even mentioned in the video. It's diabolical. It's really, really bad.
Come on.
So
Pain in my ass.
I will freeze the enemies,
Or you
right,
said it.
just so we
I
can
think
see
it's
what's
over
going on
disrespectful to
here.
people who actually do these challenges. This video's gonna be more views.
So there'll be a load of enemies here, yeah?
Yeah.
Now you can run past these. You can shoot this guy, kick him.
Cory
And
is
your
one of
best
the
bet is probably
biggest.
to run past him because you got all this stuff.
Cory is legitimately one of the biggest and fastest growing Resident Evil challenge runners on the platform in the community. That's another reason why he got caught. Like, you can only do shit like this just so many times. He gets more views than Dante Ravioli. Yeah. There's only so much like you could do these videos for to get first of all, you can generate a lot of attention. People are gonna look into the things you're doing.
Going on, right? The next
Are they
part,
faster around it's because he
this
just copied
part
Zero.
right here. As you can see, it's blocked off. How do you think we open this, guys? Kill a few enemies.
The Zero method, man.
So there's a couple of Navistadors, yeah, whatever. Now we go over here, boom. It triggers.
The Zero method,
This
bro.
closes.
It's just disrespectful. And the thing is, like,
But-
Cory, like, me and Cory have had conversations and stuff like that, and you know, we interact on the videos. Same thing with Zero. Zero interacts with me, and I thought it was good. I thought it was a good thing. I'm like, somebody like Cory, challenge runner, growing in the game. It's nice to see that. But I'm a man that values honesty and legitimacy over everything. People can say it's just for entertainment, but what is more entertaining? Lying about how you did something or overcoming it? Actually overcoming something and having that epic ass, cinematic ass moment of figuring things out. Did you tell your chat about how his voice cadence is like zeros? I think somebody in my chat said his voice cadence is like zeros, actually, like an hour ago. Which one of you said that? One of you said that. We work really hard for these challenges. Yeah, I work really hard for these challenge runs, and I respect people who break their brain for these challenge runs, bro. I do, because I do the same. I do the same. I'm not gonna sit here and say, "Oh, well, it's just fine," when I'm putting so many hours in this stuff, in this community and the Discord, and I have you guys suggest me different things, and we're sitting down with these streams, and sometimes the streams go for like 8 hours, and you know what I mean? Like it's sick music in the background. Yeah, like I love doing that. I love doing the streams. I love the challenges. I love doing the Google Slides breakdown of the challenge run, or when you guys put the sound effects in, and then we're like, oh guys, let's like, how the fuck are we gonna do this? And I have to pause the game and I strategize, or I'm about to get hit and I pause the game, soak in the moment. And I think lying to yourself about the moment to moment that is the fun of challenge running is you're just doing it. You're doing a disservice to yourself. And that's why like Cory is a really talented video editor. He's a good storyteller. I think he just needs to find his own footing. And honestly, if he just like he has 126,000 YouTube subscribers. He has like I don't have that, so I can't. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't just be like, oh yeah, he didn't deserve it. He did put in the work, even if it was fake or not. He uploaded those 2 videos per month and the thumbnails and all of that stuff. But also at the same time, it's just it was built on we got hype moments and aura. It was built on hype moments and aura. You got hype. You got planning and strategizing and community interaction. I got hype moments and aura. Risking the trust of your audience for entertainment and views is crazy because he wouldn't have a career without his viewers. There's a certain amount of mutual respect between concentrated and an audience, and that's breaking that is detrimental to one's reputation. Exactly. Exactly. And that's why I can't respect that. Because when I start up these streams and you guys join in, it's supposed to be that relationship going on. Not to get all parashort, but it's supposed to be like you guys are here to see if I can overcome this challenge run. That's like literally me crafting the Gary mod, and then throughout the whole video, like literally my first challenge on with Gary, I never get hit, and then you guys find out, oh yeah, Gary can't hit me. I have him modded so he can't hit me. And it's like he's just there for the aesthetic. And it's like, Beans, don't claw my thing. No, Beans. Beans, don't claw the chair, please. Beans has messed up this chair to no end. Look at the chair. Look what Beans has done to the chair. Every time I go, she starts climbing on it. I love you too, Beans. Still blinking at me. It's so much fun to have a content creator who's more human to make mistakes rather than run built on lies. Exactly. Failures is part of the journey. It's like athletes. You fail before you succeed. Exactly. It's no fun if like I personally don't get how it would be fun. Hey Nintendo, what's up? I don't get how it would be fun lying about that. Bean been faking her chair destruction speed. I bought this chair last year when I first moved into this place. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Look at the back. Beans literally, while I'm streaming, every time, you can see all the claw marks. Every time I stream to get my attention, she claws in the back. I had this chair for a year, Beans. Little asshole. But But I don't get how that's fun. Like, you edit the video and you're like, damn, nothing in this video is legitimate. And there's probably moments where he turned on the speed or the mods just for the clip, or maybe to actually try it out. Hello, Beans. Yes, I love you too, Beans. Hello. And sure, but it's like, how do you, like, why fake it? Hi, Beans. Hello. Hi, Beans. Hello. Thank you. People work hard on the challenges and someone gets more views just lying and cheating. But that's how it is, man. Here, Beans, going to bed. That's just the unfortunate thing about life. And the thing is, like, bro, I thought Cory was a stand-up dude. But I think he has to take responsibility for this. It's the easy way. They don't want to put in that much work, and most people will watch anyway. Yeah. Yeah. With the zero cadence and the thumbnails, that's kind of like zero. It's like, honestly, it's YouTube, so with the thumbnail thing, it's, you know what I'm saying? You think he'll drop off now that he's been caught? It's 100K, 100K subs. There might be a slight drop. It depends on how he bounces back from this. You can't just pretend like it never happened. Alrighty, hi Beans. Hi Beans. No Beans. No Beans. No popcorn for you. Cats try to eat everything. It's like, because he had all the right assets to have a successful career and wanted to rush to fame instead. Yeah. Talented video editor, good storyteller. He had a lot going on. He had a lot going on, man. And now I see so many comments now comparing him to like Timo Zero and stuff. The cats yearn for forbidden food. Facts. I one time caught Beans trying to eat like I had a burger and I took the pickle out. Caught Beans trying to like chew on the pickle. I'm like, bro, like, no, you can't have a pickle slice. I don't even know if cats can eat pickles. Why are you trying to eat a pickle? What's wrong with you? Do cats like pickles? No, cats get generally, and they should never be given them as a treat. Look at this. High sodium content, frequent toxic seasonings like garlic and onion. Toxicity risk. No nutritional value. So Beans, you just wanted to eat the pickle for no fucking reason. I understand the burger, but she literally like looked at the pickle and was like trying to eat the pickle. I'm like, stop. I had to pull the pickle out of her mouth. It was one of her 9 lives. God damn it, Beans. She's speed running life. My cat was trying to eat plastic. Cats eat whatever, bro. They're weird. They're weird animals. They just eat whatever. I have to tell Beans that she's not a stray cat. She doesn't have to eat for survival. Yeah. They do that fake stretch and they try to reach for the food and shit. And when I like pull the food away, she shows her belly.
Duca? You three, Pasanta, whatever you want to call him, and a Garador, right? And this is literally the
Ready
space.
to eat
This is what you have to
metal,
loop
yeah.
on. Yeah, you can't go over here because you're just gonna get bummed. Yeah. So you're gonna have to loop them, right? Now, you only have to technically kill this guy, right? Let's just... Right, I've got enemy one-hit kill on. I've turned into... My inner Cory has come out. Let me turn it off. We only need to kill you three. Only him. Okay? First of all, we'll see how much HP he's got. That's 300 bullets, roughly. We'll say 200 to 300 bullets in his head. Yeah. That will kill him. Let's see what this is like. Right? So, I'm going to turn on...
Yeah, cats still beg
health,
for food because they're greedy.
Turn off invincibility.
That's why
And turn off the
a
speed.
lot of vets recommend you not
And let's...
not to fully ignore your cat. Not to fully ignore your cat, but like cats are so greedy that you can't you can make them obese. You can overfeed them like a ton because people think that a cat begging means that the cat hasn't eaten enough, but cats, that's just like attention. They like to beg. They will overeat themselves into, feline obesity. Cats do that because they're dogs and cats are scavenger animals. So like them eating triggers, I think, like a genetic component in their brain to where like they have to eat for survival. That's why when you ever see dogs and cats eat, they eat really fucking fast and aggressively. Because in their brain, they're like, they have to eat fast in case a predator is around. Or that's why some cats like to eat when you're around and watching them because they think you're protecting them from predators. The more you know. And that's why it's good not to overfeed your cat even when they do beg. Because, they're just hardwired to beg for food.
Just see what we're rocking with. I've already been hit. I'm running. There's not really any opportunity for me to shoot. There's this guy. I've been grabbed.
My legs sometimes.
Take it.
That's
Do a little
probably
slow
clumsy.
walk. Okay, something is happening. Yeah, he's shooting at me. There's stuff going on over there. I'm getting bummed. The Garrador's doing stuff. I'm just gonna stab this guy so I can get out. And no, I've been hit again. Okay, let's try to get a bit of a loop going. Okay. I've managed to get one shot off. Happy days, happy days. Okay. There's now more of these guys spawning. That's just brilliant. Okay, let's regroup. Let's gather our thoughts and prayers. Okay, I've been hit. Okay. Let's try to get a bit of a loop going. Okay, we can shoot this guy. Okay, let's get a kick. Bang, nice kick. And I've already been hit. And I've been hit again. And this guy's coming in. I mean, stunned. We'll give this guy a little kick. Bang. Yeah, you stop. This guy shoots you. All right, I'm getting up. I've been instantly hit by Verdugo. I've been peppered about by him. There's all this.
Yeah, I don't know how he
Like,
went through
the
this
issue
shit.
with most of these fights is you don't have the ability to shoot without taking damage. You just don't. Now, even though Cory has done a no heal challenge, right? He's only allowed to heal at the start of chapter 7 and the start of chapter 13. Chapter 13, right? So essentially, he does most of it no damage. Okay, we got a dodge. You dodge, and then you get grabbed instantly. So that's one part he's just completely glossed over. These are not the only sections that Cory completely glosses over, most of which are around the same intensity, although there are some parts which you might think are going to be insanely difficult. I actually managed to find out how to beat them fairly easy, fairly quickly, and this is just showing that I'm an honest guy.
Ashley, damn it!
Okay, fair enough. I've surprised myself. So you can do this. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. Now, if I was inauthentic or a cheater or whatever, I would just edit this out and be like, oh yeah, it's impossible. Rah, rah, rah. So there's strategy. He could have included this in the video. He's chosen not to. Now, let's have another look at the rules for this challenge. Even though he says he's not healing at the very beginning of the video, he probably realizes he's not actually skilled enough to beat this challenge. So, at the 2540 mark, he says at the start of each major transition, he is allowed to heal, meaning he can heal to full HP 2 times, at the start of chapter 7 and the start of chapter 13. Now that is a mega cop-out in itself, right? Let's get that out of the way. But this is where it gets interesting. He heals in chapter 3. Cory, this chapter isn't your allotted heal chapter. What are you doing? Now, of course, you're not going to see Cory open up his inventory case, pop a green, red, yellow herb, and go about his day. We need to dig a bit deeper. At 12:33, he walks into an explosive trap and takes around 2/3 of damage. Then the video cuts to after he picks up the fuel and is trying to leave the room. But now he's miraculously on full health again. What he likely did was he got blown up, stood up, got fully healed, cut that out, picked up the fuel, got an autosave, and then resumed the footage from when he's trying to escape. What he could say is that it's 2 different attempts stitched together. But here's the issue with that. Not only is that just terrible practice, if you look at this screenshot, you have the JJ at the back, Chainsaw Lady here, woman with the pike at the back, and the brute. Then when you take a look at the next screenshot, those exact same enemies are roughly in the same position. The boxes are not destroyed, his ammo and knife durability are the same. Again, we're going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say that it's 2 different attempts stitched together. How on earth does he have the same amount of ammo and knife durability after he's blown up the explosive? There's no explanation for this other than he's healed and he's just cut it out. So if he's healed here and tried to hide it, what else has he hidden? There is also this part at the end of chapter 2. Remember I said about his OBS crashing? Here you can see his OBS is tanking. Allegedly. He's injured here, he finishes the chapter, but at the start of chapter 3 he's all healed up and ready to go. This is probably just an editing and continuity mistake that he's missed, but he purposely tried to hide it. Look at this frame here, right at the end of the chapter. This is also when his OBS is tanking. I looked at this and thought, this is awfully zoomed in. Let me open up the game and have a look. I recreated this screenshot, standing in the exact same position and lining up the F prompt with Cory's. This is how much I had to zoom out to get the health bar to show. This looks like he has tried to hide the health bar from the viewer as if to show he hasn't taken any damage. However, I think he forgot to crop the earlier frames where it showed he had been damaged. Silly Cory. The same thing also happens in the village opening fight. He's injured and then it cuts to a successful attempt and he's fully healed. Yeah, just keep healing, bro. And while digging deeper once again, unsurprisingly, he does the exact same thing in another challenge. Resident Evil 7 Trifecta says no healing. He literally healed mid-fight against March 2. He's injured, and then in the next part, he's healed. Even though it's the same fight, you can tell he's healed because the bloodstains have disappeared. This happens a couple of times during this exact fight. Then there is the Resident Evil 8 Quadfecta. No healing, knife and pistol only, no crafting. So when you're injured in Resident Evil Village, you have a slight red glow around your screen. And when you look at any of the boss fights, there is no red glow once they are defeated. So you're trying to tell me that using only a knife and a pistol on a boss like Urias or Uriush if you're Romanian, with a billion extra enemies causing complete chaos and didn't get hit by anything, that's just not possible, man. And that is another red card, man. Now, you should already be convinced that Cory is a liar and a cheat. But this should be the final nail in the coffin for those of you that are still not convinced. Say that we just forget about everything else that has happened, everything else that is wrong with his videos and his challenges, and continuity errors and breaking the rules, whatever. It's fine. Forget about it. We're going to come into this with a clean slate. He pauses the game here during his Resident Evil 4 Remake Quadfecta challenge, just after getting out of the ballroom and reloads a checkpoint. That is completely within the rules. But look at his in-game time. 8 hours, 17 minutes, and 42 seconds. Now remember, he's just cleared the ballroom. About 45 seconds later, he pauses his game again. The in-game time is now at 8 hours, 27 minutes, and 35 seconds. 9 minutes and 53 seconds has passed. Now, look at how much distance he's covered in that time. He's made it all the way to the button that usually freezes Verdugo. So if this was a normal speedrun, I'd say, yeah, fair enough. Can be done a lot faster, actually. But this isn't a normal speedrun. This isn't even a normal playthrough. This is the Berserker Plus mod. let's just see what this mod has to offer in those sections. Okay, so we got this time as well, 150, 155, 28. So you come in here, yeah? Right. So you got 2 archers. Okay. Let's start shooting some archers, alright? Maybe they're the problem. Okay. Oh, I've already taken a hit. Cory did this with no damage.
Jesus.
Okay, so now I'm already trapped. Okay, we need to get some damage on these guys. I've missed. That's just a skill issue on my behalf. And obviously, the red zealot is going to be stunning you a lot, so you won't be able to shoot. Okay, I've just been able to aim. Oh, I got bummed from here, and I'm dead. So first,
no gameplay was shown.
You have to ask yourself.
Oh,
Cory has managed to do this.
I actually have not seen his quadfecta video. By the way, I just don't know. Like, I literally, Logan, this is it.
Run, which really sucked because, of course, we were one shot. Somehow squeezing by them with.
Oh, yeah. Where is it? Quadfecta. Oh, yeah, I watched a little bit of it. I'm silly.
And somehow barely squeeze by, giving us just enough time to use the key used earlier to go around, and somehow barely squeeze by, giving
Just
us
yada skip.
what's supposed to be our introduction to the dog enemy, the one that traps you into a force fight. But me being me, I took the side path we used earlier to go around, and somehow barely squeeze by, giving us just enough time to use the key.
What?
And earlier to go around, and
Where is this door at?
somehow.
How would you squeeze by this dog? It's facing that way. And by the way, this specific dog doesn't stop bothering you if you get to the gate. What do you mean barely squeeze by? Because this down, like you can, I know this is, he's not even going down here. He's going to the path where you originally find the door to get into the, you know, in the little room he was just in.
Our introduction to the dog enemy, the one that traps you into a force fight. But me being me, I took the side path we used earlier to go around, and somehow on our way back to the church, we get interrupted by what's supposed to be our use and enter the church. Inside, the first thing I notice is how normal everything looks. Inside, the barely squeeze by, giving us just enough time to use the key and enter the church. Inside, the first thing I notice is how normal everything looks. Suspiciously normal. So I decide to loot and find some pretty helpful stuff. But the moment we cross a certain threshold, we get a notification saying this. Just spin me over and get it over with, I guess. Beautiful. Krauser is now able to spawn in completely out of nowhere and rock us. And apparently this is going to be a recurring theme for the rest of the challenge. Jumping us in a church though? That's low, man. Forced to burn a ton of knife durability just to survive, we do the puzzle, climb to the second floor, and finally find the princess, Ash. We'll get her back, I promise. Even if it's the last thing I do. Is what I would say if this game didn't immediately trap me in a donut-shaped arena with a brute enemy.
Same as ever.
What? During this fight, they spawn 3 crossbow guys who shoot you through the bars. Absolute menace behavior, so taking care of them first, we can finally deal with the beast in the cage, and with the mysterious girl guiding the behavior, so taking care of them first, we can finally deal with the beast in the cage, and with the mysterious girl guiding us towards the princess's location, we begin to make our way there. And this is where I question how dumb I truly am, because here's footage of me fighting for my life while trying to look.
And now, he went from 20 handgun bullets, he went into one room.
Where I question how dumb I truly am, because here.
And now he has 114. You picked up almost 100 bullets.
Here's footage of me fighting for my life while trying to look for the other lock to shoot. Mind you, the other lock was on the other side of the bridge.
Wait a minute. Now he has 178. You picked up 50 bullets in that one thing?
Life while trying to look for the other option. How dumb I truly am. Because here's footage of me.
A room where you usually use a ton of handgun. he had like all right. I can say accept the ballroom having a little bit of bullets because they're trying to like give you back everything you just spent. But you just went from
Fighting for my
114.
life while trying to look for the other lock to shoot. Mind you, the other lock
But coin the term Korean. Nah, I'm not. I'm not gonna OD on, bro. That probably is gonna be what they say now, though. Most likely. But he just jumped up 50 fucking
was
bullets
on
in the
other
next
side of the
room.
bridge. You know, exactly where it is in the base game. Reaching Ashley, they've already begun the ritual to corrupt her. And
Yeah,
we try to
he
stop
just
them, but
skipped right
instead,
past
we
this.
fall approximately 23 stories straight down into the deepest level of the caves. Down here, we need to push through waterlogged areas, regroup with the merchant, and begin a part of the challenge I've feared since the start. Part so disturbing, so stressful, so traumatic. The big white monster. Officially entering
I'm
the
trying
next
to check how much
area,
ammo he
nothing
has
feels
now.
too different. That is until we reach the very
144. Okay, so he went into the Garrador room, the double Garrador room that's filled to the brim. First, it has 4 different Garradors. 4 different Garradors. And he only spent, out of 178, 30-ish bullets.
very end and realize the buttons don't work. This means only one thing. We have to fight for our lives. Much like Big Cheese, most of this guy's attacks are easily dodgeable or parried, so as long as we're locked in, it's not too bad. Now, after turning on the elevator's power, this part was, dare I say, light work. Well, except for the few points of damage that I took straight to the noggin. But I decided to just roll with it because if I reset now, I am very much certain I'd get the worst. I decided to turn on the elevator's power.
Went from
this
144
part was, dare I say, light work. Well, except for the
121.
few points of damage that I took straight to the noggin. But I decided
But now he has 36.
to just roll with it because if I reset now, I am very much certain I'd get the worst RNG known to mankind, and I would have to struggle for many hours to continue.
You just noticed that?
But I decided to just roll with it because if I reset now, I am very much certain I'd get
He killed the regenerator with the regular
the
pistols. So
worst
maybe that's why
RNG
he
known to
just spent
mankind,
100
and
plus
I
rounds
would
on
have
that
to
shit.
struggle for many hours to continue. At the bottom of the elevator, you'd never guess who's waiting for us. Luis in full knight armor,
was another
holding up the
regenerator, too.
serum we need for the princess. He actually did. Now with a
Yeah, I
new
know.
companion
I
by
know
his
his
side,
dishes,
I
but,
am
like,
feeling confident. So
actually
moving through the
watching it
mines,
now,
I
it's-
continue to have trust issues with every box I see, but eventually we come across a blocked path that needs TNT. And where is the TNT? Oh, it's in here. Great. With the dynamite locked behind killing an enemy in a cramped space full of explosives, it's safe to say I was terrified. The crowded arena, the explosives, it felt like a PTSD-inducing nightmare custom made for me. But luckily someone like me also enjoys doing these things right after school, so I spent the rest of my night attempting this part without lowering my health any further. Now, eventually sitting at a reasonable caution level, I knew we'd be just fine as long as we make it through the last remaining 3 bosses.
He went from
before our next
92 to
healing set.
42.
Using our freshly obtained TNT, it was time for the ogre boss fight too, and the modders decided to spawn in so
Now
many enemies
he's
that
at
I started to become
56, which makes sense.
antisocial.
He probably
The main
picked up
threat at the
pistol
start
there.
were the spider
now he's at
crawling all
79.
over the ground, and they would jump up and attack.
Now he's back
They
at
absolutely
40.
destroyed me the first couple of times, so taking them out early gave us some breathing room. Now, after eliminating the first ogre and using the rockets from a random NPC to help
94.
chip the second,
How did you eliminate the first ogre?
Luis tossed eliminated destroyed me the first couple of times.
How
so
did he
taking them
eliminate
out
the first
early
ogre
gave
with
us
just
some breathing
bullets,
room.
with just
Now,
the-
after eliminating the first ogre and
pistol?
using the rockets from a random NPC to help chip the second, Luis tosses TNT on the ogre's back, letting us stun him and knife him whenever possible. And much like the house gauntlet, Luis gives us ammo every now and then, so taking advantage of that, we make it through the boss and move on to the cart section, which I was expecting this to be absolute nails on a chalkboard, but to my surprise, it was actually super easy, and they even gave us a pistol with a firing speed of a fidget spinner. 10 out of 10 would highly play again. Maybe just not under these circumstances. Afterwards, Luis and I stumble upon the next boss, Krauser. But unfortunately, for both of us and the story, there must be a sacrifice. Homies nomads, in life, we lose people. Sometimes they aren't meant to stay forever. Sometimes they're meant to help us learn, adapt, or even suffer. That is all so we can grow stronger. Bright shining knight who helped recover the cure for the princess has died, all while us not knowing that he might have single-handedly saved generations from the future. So for this boss fight, Krauser really only has one attack we must fear. Everything else is parryable or blockable. And that attack that we must fear is, I hate to say, but RNG. The main problem is our knife durability takes massive hits, and we need our durability to damage him, so eventually our knives broke. Thankfully the game
So this was more entertaining than the U3 and Verdugo combo, I guess.
Job, right? No. Eventually, we were completely empty-handed.
Oh,
no knives to defend or attack. This meant I had to use my knife more strategically, taking every RNG window possible to deal damage via kicks. Then, on one run where I absolutely ran out of everything, I noticed the knife respawned.
I think
this changed.
Waited for the timer?
With a constant respawning knife, we could actually beat him, and me being the big brain that I am, I thought, what if I enter the fight with 0 knives? The game should respawn infinite knives until the boss dies. Then I could go back to the item box afterwards and keep all of my knives from before the boss. So I reset and go to the nearest save room, and where is the item box? You gotta be kidding. This being the first time I tried to use one this entire challenge, I realized something awful. There is no item box here. In fact, there might have not been one at all. The plan completely out the window. We had to survive this fight using every knife we could get, barely walking out with half of every knife left and less than half of our health. There was still one more boss to go. But this next boss, complete and utter light work. With Ashley taken out the window, we had to should I want to check something real quick. The boss dies. Then I could go back to the item box afterwards and keep all of my knives.
Well, I'm just gonna assume something.
And much like the house gauntlet, Luis gives us ammo every now and then, so taking advantage of whenever possible. And much like the house gauntlet, Luis gives us ammo every now and then, so taking advantage of that, we make it through the boss and move on to the card section, which I was expecting.
He gets back these, he has 20 bullets.
Night, I'd have to track him down, no matter how long the road was. Because I'm getting my revenge, and I am going to save my future.
You there, Leon?
Yeah.
To enter the island where they locked the princess, we needed a ride, and who better to call than the woman of my dreams? After briefly discussing some dude named Cory, never heard of him. He seems kinda cool though. Not gonna lie. She drops us off in the island, the game's final destination. Nothing seems different at first until I go to loot in this cave. Because in the back of the room, I see a second merchant, even though the real merchant is standing right there.
114
so,
bullets.
Who is this man? Deciding to break the rules of this challenge to prove a point, I throw grenades at him, and he doesn't die. He doesn't even
10
flinch.
grenades.
He just stands there, menacingly. Who is
Probably for the
the
joke,
merchant?
but
Really?
140.
Trying to forget what I just witnessed, we use the turret
rounds.
and move forward into the first section, where I get obliterated in the first 2 seconds. Oh my gosh, bro. But it's here that I notice something. That turret red line is a little high. Like, I can squeeze under it high. So that's exactly what I do, allowing me to bypass the entire army waiting for me and save all my ammo for later. Going forward, it's surprisingly not too bad.
Now you have
until we
69
enter the
bullets
lab.
all of
The
a
whole
sudden.
run around in the dark and try not to wet your pants part
63.
was fairly easy. But then I realized something
57,
awful.
so-
We aren't able to equip the thermal scope. Matter of fact, I don't even know where it's at. Meaning, we can't just tell which pod holds the wrench. Meaning, we have to guess. They all break anyway, And I should have expected that. Standing in a very specific spot between a window and a doorway, the enemies don't even come after me, letting me to pick them off safely and retrieve the wrench. With that, we get
Okay.
the final security guard, regroup with
Letting them pick you off.
pick them off safely and retrieve the
bullets. So, I just want the record to show.
and I should have
For
expected
some,
that. Standing
all 4 Iron Maidens, a total of like 24 bullets.
in a very specific spot between a window and a doorway,
And
the enemies don't even come after
by
me,
the
letting me to
grace
pick them off
of
safely and
LeBron
retrieve
James,
the wrench.
All of them died. And you got the wrench.
With that, we get the final security guard.
The standard pistol without taking any damage. Okay. Maybe. Right, we're going to give him the benefit of the doubt. He is a god gamer, right? I'm going to show you just how fast or how long it takes me
I
to do
don't
this
know,
bit
man.
with all the cheats, apart from enemy one-hit kill. Right, so we're starting at 157. I'm recording this again because I messed up the last time. So I need to have one-hit kill off, because if I had one-hit kill on, it would be as fast as Cory does it. So we're going to freeze the enemies in place with enemy speed. That's to 0. We need infinite ammo as well. So infinite items. We are on the hardcore difficulty. I am Death Incarnate because Cory doesn't play on professional, or Leon must die as it would be in the case of this mod, because... Anyways, so I'll reload. I'll quit and load the save.
What do you think of this situation?
Just so we're back to
I'm just
157 flat.
disappointed.
So we need to get from here to the Verdugo buttons in 10 minutes. Now, I've already shown you how hard it is to even just play it without healing, without taking damage. It's a disaster. So if the enemy's frozen, infinite ammo, doing as much damage as we can, I'm going to make it all the way from here to the buttons, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be longer than 10 minutes, all right? The enemies are frozen. So there's another important note here with the Garradors. So, usually when you shoot these guys, their back opens up, and when the bulb is opened up on the back, they take significantly less damage. Like, significantly less.
Yeah.
So, doing this much damage is not possible, alright? We'll clear that up right away. So, I'm already doing impossible levels of damage in terms of raw damage, and the fact that I'm only just shooting, right? Not possible to do this, okay? So, he's dead. Boom, that's 1 dead. We'll get this one as well. So the trigger for this door to open is you need to kill 4 of the Garradors, and then you're free to leave. He's like 1 HP. Maybe not. Okay, that's 2. That's 3. And we started at 157, so it'll be about 3 minutes, like it was the last time. So it'll take about 3 minutes to clear this, to get to the end of this room from the start of the segment, alright? Now, hopefully you'd agree that anyone playing legitimately would not be able to do it this fast, right? If you don't understand that, then this video is probably not for you. And maybe Gullible is on the ceiling for you. But
Jesus.
it's now... Even just... If I was to just run from here to the end of the section, it's going to take me like at least 2 minutes. So I'm going to have about 5 minutes to kill 3 Iron Maidens. The amount of HP they have is absurd. It's absurd. But not necessarily the HP, it's the amount of damage they take. It's just nothing. Once the weak spot on the face has been destroyed, it's like throwing pebbles. So this Novistador here kind of is a bit annoying. So there's 3 Iron Maidens we need to kill. So it's gonna start. They're gonna start off taking a lot of damage, yeah, because they've still got the parasite in their face. All right, he's already lost 10,000 HP, 11,000 HP. The thing's going to explode in a second. Bang. Now look at it. He's taken 150 damage, maybe. So we're looking at a few hundred bullets in his head. I don't know if you can shoot these guys anywhere else. I'm pretty sure Iron Maidens, it's just in the face.
Chat, Zero says what's up. Zero says hi.
Since the parasite's exploded, I guess usually in like vanilla he'd be dead, but this is Berserker mod, guys. And we're going to be here for quite some time. Yeah, I've had to speed this part up because I'm literally shooting the 3 Iron Maidens for 10 minutes, which is we're already well over. But if you want to see the raw uncut footage of anything that I'm displaying, it will be in the description. If I've missed something, then just ask me and I'll find it for you. All right, he's dead. So now we should be able to walk through here. Happy days. And then we go up the ladder, and then now we just run straight to the buttons. But we're already over. We're already 7 minutes over nearly. We're over 7 minutes actually. Because we started at 1:57, and now we're on 2:14. Obviously, Corey's a good gamer because he's done this in 10 minutes. He also, I'm pretty sure he goes into the merchant as well. You see footage of him going in there. So we're going to skip that as well to save even more time.
And I don't think Chet has done anything.
We're about to end, and we're going to be about 7:14, 8.5 minutes nearly. There we are. So now we're where Cory is. So we started at 1:57. We're now on 2:15, which I believe is 8.5 minutes. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll quickly show you how I think Cory got here so far. So we're going to load the same save.
Wemby has so much hate in his heart for Chet. This dude is playing generational levels of basketball.
All I need to do is kill the Gyarados. So
I don't even think he cares about the finals. He just wants to make sure Chet doesn't get there.
There we go. We've already saved minutes of time. Now he's probably used things like grenades and whatnot and just spammed them in the room and called it a day. But I don't have any grenades, so we just have to make do. I should still be faster, considering I'm the significantly better player, because I don't cheat. Makes sense. Oh, there he is. One there. One here. I think there's another one somewhere. Where's the guy here? Maybe he teleports or something. And through we go. Climb up the ladder, and then we just run to the end. And that will be about 5 minutes. Yeah. So, what is that? 4 minutes? So less than 4 minutes. That is how Cory has done that segment, right? Because it's not possible to do it in 10 minutes without cheats. This the only way possible is with one hit kill. So what he's done, he's just one-shot all of the enemies with a cheat, cleared both segments, and cut it out of the video completely, thinking he wouldn't get caught. But what if I was to tell you that in the actual video, he forgot to turn off the one-shot kill mod?
I don't even know where it's at. Meaning we can't all break.
I mean, if he pauses again...
Ashley, wave of enemies. Ashley's been ramming that wall for 20 minutes and barely made a dent, meaning we would have to deal enough damage for the cutscene to trigger. After enough dent,
wait,
meaning we would have to deal enough damage for the cutscene to trigger.
I literally,
enough
oh my
to
god.
qualify for a war crime, the wall finally for the cutscene to trigger. After enough Ashley wave of enemies. Ashley's been ramming that wall for
0.
20 minutes and barely made a dent, meaning we would have to deal enough damage for the cutscene.
240. Zero. Oh yeah, Mark, aren't you going to see the finale for The Boys in theaters tonight? Yes. Yes. I'm very excited. In a few hours. It's so weird when you're like waiting for something you want to, like you're excited for. Time goes so fucking slow. But when it's something you've kind of been dreading, like, oh, it's in 15 seconds.
Trigger. After enough
wait.
Meaning we would have to deal enough
Trance, what is your layout? My layout just scared. What did he decide? You're scaring me, man.
Damage for the cutscene to trigger. After enough carnage to qualify for a war crime, the wall finally for the cutscene.
Is this one hit kill?
Average sheep heart rate. That's the most British search thing ever.
Meaning we would have to deal enough
I love Trance.
damage for the cutscene to trigger.
He left one hit kill on, by the way.
Guys,
Yeah, I'm disappointed.
Now I'm gonna have to go frame by frame here, but this is looking. I mean, he's dead.
Because Cory is a viewer of the channel too.
He has one hit kill. He has it. He has it. He has it.
0 to 240. Yeah.
It's actually this stupid. It's coming out. Look, the plugger is coming out. All right. The pus, it's starting to go away.
Yeah, something
He
was
shoots
falling.
it. He explodes. He's dead. It's one hit kill. It's slam dunk. It's done.
You cannot kill a
It's done.
clogger with the regular pistol.
It's 1:30 in the morning right now. I'd be pulling the... Mate, where's my whistle?
He kept asking chat for codes because he didn't actually want to read or actually play the game. That sucks. First day stream. Not even trying to explore.
Straight red, bro.
And then the thing is, bro, RE9 is so much more easier. You literally can pull up the notes in tandem to whatever you're doing. Bro, just walk around the facility. Sometimes they have the same notes in the same rooms. Literally walk around the facility, pick the thing up, look at the puzzle, press Y, read. Like, read.
It's literally impossible to kill a freshly spawned Plaga with one shot from the base pistol. It can't happen. Even if you got an insane crit, it doesn't magically kill the enemy. I'm sure that if I keep looking, I'll find more errors in his content. Let this be a warning to anyone watching any content creators claiming that they have completed a challenge or something. Please just ask yourself, did they actually do it? Do they have any proof? Does this content creator know what they're talking about? Unless they stream or you have an entirely uncut
RE4 stream is a hard
proof,
watch. What
they are
happened?
almost always lying and reeling you in with clickbait. Hopefully with some concrete evidence and speculation that I have provided, you can see Cory for what he is. A cheat, a liar, and a fraud. In this video alone, he's racked up more red cards than any Premier League player in history, and that tells us all we need to know. Most of his video titles are "Can you beat so-and-so without so-and-so?" Well, in his case, it's almost certainly no. And unfortunately for him, he can't get away with faking them either.